Hello and welcome to the show. We are back on Forza Horizon 4, today building another car to take on the Needle Pass hill climb. The vehicle of choice, the Chevrolet MonteCarlo, that has a very special upgrade, as you might notice already on the car. I did build this car while recording and the Elgato crashed and we lost everything. So the car is ready to go. It is at the top of A-Class. It has very special vintage tyres on it, which are about the most grippy tyres you can get. I guess maybe there are two cars, I believe, this and the Lotus Elise GT1 car, that have special vintage tyres that are essentially full slicks. This would be your normal race tyre that just about every single car gets here. As you can see, has got grooves. It's, I think, your equivalent of a road legal, just about road legal slick tyre, shall we say. And then we have the vintage tyres that are your NASCAR style, full on racing slick. There's a lot of grip. It's, 0.04 more grip than the race tyres that all cars will get. Well, actually, no, there are a couple that only get rally tyres, but never mind. Either way, incredible tyres are on this car, and incredibly large tyres at that. 345s at the rear. That's huge. It's a huge tyre. It's what we tend to see on muscle cars, but not just that, they're now extra grippy. And we've got pretty good ones on the front, 285s as well. Should give this car a lot of grip. Now, being A-Class, some sacrifices do have to be made a little bit. The two sacrifices being, well, the weight is a little higher than I would like. It's just shy of £3,000. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, admittedly, but there we go. And power-wise, well, it's 350 horsepower, which for this series isn't, again, it's not too bad. Power-to-weight ratio is not perhaps the most impressive that we will see. Theoretically, though, it should be able to carry insane amounts of corner speed. The standard engine has been left in the car. As I said, we will try our best to get cars, and most cars will probably get to the top of A-Class with their standard engine. This does have various options. It can get the racing 7.2 litre V8 in it. Not actually, interestingly, that puts it exactly to the top of S1 class. But yeah, the standard engine will work. We did have to go for some twin turbos, though, to get it up to the top of the class. I went for the turbos over the supercharger, fractionally lighter. So, yeah, 350 horsepower and so on. It looks promising. It looks promising in this vehicle. It might just be able to go, well, it might just be able to. It could go very quickly. It could utterly obliterate the leaderboard, to be honest. So I guess we're going to have to find out. Right, here we are on the start line with our MonteCarlo, ready for our 3 attempts to climb up the hill. Our current target to try and beat is a 127.4 set by the Honda S2000. This might well be able to do it. So far, all of the sensible cars that have run up here have been pretty damn close in terms of their climb times, so I'm hoping this is certainly going to be within the ballpark. I would expect it to be. I'd be disappointed if it isn't. It is a little bit more understeery than I was expecting to find it. There's a expecting to find. I was hoping for a little bit more turning from the car. Sure, it has big rear tyres in comparison to the front, but well, the whole premise of why this car was likely to be very quick is because these tyres are incredibly grippy. Now, it might just be that that's just a balance thing. We are actually carrying a lot of speed through these corners, just the balance feels very understeery. It works for me in the sense that I love my cars planted. I hate my cars oversteering. Christ, they're out wide there. Either this car doesn't have as much grip as I'd like it to, or I'm carrying a lot more speed than I have with everything else. Not quite sure yet which way it's going. It doesn't feel immensely quick. Oh, you definitely don't want to go onto the dirt, onto the gravel with these tyres. They really don't like it, as you can imagine. We are still understeering a little bit around there. It's a scruffy first run. It is a scruffy first run, this, as we head around the final corner. Changing gear there, second gear would have been better. Okay, so 129 on its opening run. It was definitely a bit scruffy for me in quite a few places. There's more speed from it, It's certainly not going to set a completely unbeatable time, I wouldn't have thought. On to our second run, I'm hoping, theoretically, I should be a little bit more prepared to try and deal with the understeer that we have coming from this car, try and make the most of its strengths, I guess. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a little bit of time. It's kind of there or thereabouts in terms of its climb time. It's close to getting involved with the likes of the RX-8 and so on. So I'm hoping with a good run here, we might be able to mix it up. Yeah, it's not going to set an insanely unbeatable time. It's not really got... It's got, you know, good amounts of grip, and I'm sure when really extensively modified, it can be a very fast vehicle. But in A-Class, with what we're doing here, it's good, but it's not earth-shattering, which I thought we might see from it. I don't know why, but there we go. We're going to have some big old... I think they've got to understeer through there. We get that section all nicely chained together. Now, don't play too... we want to leave it late to turn in up here. Oh, God, it really... Yeah, it's not... it's not got as much grip. I don't think it's got as much grip as the S2000 in many ways. I don't think it gets turned as nicely up here as that Honda. It might have a little bit more power, a little bit more torque and so on to get up these hills. No, first gear is useless in this. Second gear is where it's going to be at, I think, coming out of most of these corners. Couple more hairpins to go. I mean, it's a bit better run. Still room for improvement on this. Still room for improvement indeed with the MonteCarlo. This is the final corner here. I'm a little wide. Again, it's not as still not as grippy as I want it to be. Very similar lap time, actually. Another 1:29 from the car. We are a tenth of a second faster. We need to improve on this final run, I think. This is the all-important run for the MonteCarlo. Its last chance up the Needle Pass. If we are going to find any more time, I need to try and not run wide out of any corners. Need to get everything right. Definitely can't afford to be hitting any of the barriers as we get ready to launch the car here. We are off and underway. Let's hope I can get things. We've also got a little bit of wheel spin through the first hairpin there. It's the first time we've ever really had much threat of that. Oh, there's that lack of turning immediately from the car. I'm trying what I can. I mean, it does. Of course, the plus side does mean that I can just mash the throttle out of every one of these corners pretty much. Once it has got turned, we aren't really in any fear of the back end letting go. There's a couple of places where it's almost half thought about it, but not really. And I do like that much in my car, but or in any of my cars really. This time we are better. We're taking slightly different lines, and I think they're neater. I don't know whether we're going to be all that much faster in this. It's not quite what I expected. I'm just going to say that much. This is not what I was expecting. And starting, get away with just a quick run across the gravel. We'll be fine. A couple more corners to go with the MonteCarlo. I've tried to be neater. I've tried to be tidier with the vehicle. I'm stamping on the power halfway around the hairpin there. Just about does the trick. And around this final corner we go. Stamp on the throttle once more. What are we going to see for the climb? It's better. That's a bit more like it. Happier with that final run. Yeah, it was smoother. It looked a bit less spectacular, and honestly, I thought it might be even a bit slower in a couple of places. But we do get there in the end. A 1:28.108 would be the fastest time for the MonteCarlo, which is something at least. It is, as I said, it's not an earth-shattering time. It's not a record-breaking time. It doesn't push the benchmark, if you like, even further away. But it is a solid time for the vehicle. That climb will put the MonteCarlo into a third place. For now, it goes on to the podium. It beats the Mazda RX-8, but only just. It's very, very close between the pair of them. It does beat the Scirocco, the likes of the Mini Cooper, the M4, the Iron Knight. We are some 0.4 of a second down, though, on the 205 T16, with 0.6 down on the S2000. I mean, as I said, this series so far has been very, very close in terms of the times for the A-Class. For the serious, I say serious, for the sensibly built A-Class cars, it has been very, very close indeed. And it continues to be, which is always good. That's what we want to see. Yeah, the tyre, it's got grip. There's no doubt about that in this, but it's from these tyres, but it is not enough to outdo the likes of an S2000, for example. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you have requests for cars you would like to see run up the mountain, please do leave them in the comment section. The most liked comment will have their vehicle run next time out, as long as it is something that fits with an A-Class, something that I can acquire, whether it be buying, whether I can afford it, and so on, or whatever. Basically, as long as I can get it and it fits with the requirements, we will run that next time. We are currently stuck. That seems like a good place to end. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.